Yeah, today it's raining in Vancouver, typical Vancouver. Just before my students arrive, I want to say a few words to my beautiful students from the second year, third semester. This is the second class. For those who cannot make to the class, today we're going to talk about to copy or not to copy. That's the question. This is what we're going to talk. That's our Shakespearean question in figure drawing. And we're going to talk about how to do the 90 degrees to the model kind of drawing. I'll get back to you when my students are here with the mask and everything. See you soon. Today we're going to continue with the 90 degree to the model drawing that we did it last week, but I didn't talk about how to do it and what happens when you do that. And I'm waiting to hear from you. But if you want to hear from me, I think the question is, to copy or not to copy? That's the question for us when it comes to 90 degree to the model drawing. But if you want to say anything about it, please, this is your turn. Any idea, any opinion, any... We had a little discussion last class as well, but if you know, now you have done it in your homework and you have tried it more, I am wondering if you discovered something more. No? You don't want to say anything? Too early to ask you a question early in the morning, right? Okay, then I keep going. You know, when you, okay, you have a pose. Let's say, by the way, our model is not here yet, and we have to pretend we have a model until he arrives. Let's say the model is taking pose for us, and the pose is there. And you're supposed to do the 90 degree to the model. The first thing that you realize is that you cannot copy. In normal position, the model is there and you start copying. In this one, you cannot copy. You are supposed to be sitting 90 degree, go around and be sitting in 90 degree to model and draw from that position. Then you cannot copy what is in front of you, right? But also we talked about this. In general, if you want to copy something, even if you want to copy something, you cannot copy. No one can copy, in my opinion. We had a discussion for first semester about this, that you know, everybody sees things differently. Then even if you want to copy, you're not going to produce exactly what is there. Even a camera cannot copy exactly what is there. You know, the actual objective reality that is outside of our brain is very unique. You see those and you think you understand those through your brain, and the brain is not the reality and is not reflecting the reality perfectly. Then no one can copy it, in my opinion. But still we use this word, don't copy. And I am starting my talk with to copy or not to copy, that's the question. Then what do we mean really by copying and not copying? I think what we mean when you say copying means that you are doing a passive drawing. When you're not copying, you're doing an active drawing. When you copy, you are doing observational drawing. When you're not copying, you're doing analytical drawing. I want to say this copy or not copy, again, wrong phrasing, wrong way of saying what is happening. I think all drawings, even the worst kind of drawing, is not copying. We always draw from our head. We had this discussion before. We always draw from our head. The point is the method of drawing. When you copy, your method is passive. You see what is there, and you try to produce what you see. Basically, copying is drawing what you see. And sometimes you're very honest to what you see, and you draw what you see, and when you look at it, it doesn't turn good. You know, for example, just give you an example. If you draw the shadow underneath the nose, and most of the time looks like a mustache, and you don't want that. Sorry, my model. Okay, my model says he's got a cab and he's going to be here soon. I mean, with this method of drawing, I mean observational, and you can say honest, or the way drawing what you see. Sometimes you can make obvious mistakes, but because you're not trained that much and because you don't have that much experience, you don't even notice. A lot of time you have to change things. You have to draw it differently than what you see. Then copying is drawing what you see. Copying is being passive in relation to the pose, the model you have. And not copying is when you consciously analyze the pose and you draw what you want. In not copying method of drawing, you use the model, the pose, as your reference for drawing. In copying method of drawing or observational drawing, you use the model as the ultimate thing. You want to draw that thing. You're not thinking of yourself and your contribution to that pose or whatever you want to do. Are you following me? Sorry, at the same time. Okay, I won't. He's recommending me to. I have already told you that he's late, but when he comes, we all say welcome and very warm and very friendly because he's a little bit and yeah, just be very nice to him. He's a little bit worried that he's late. Anyways, back to our topic. Then analytical drawing or a 90 degree forces you to do analytical drawing is not copying. 90 degree breaks that habit. You cannot sit and draw what you see. You have to think about it this time. The first thing 90 degree does to you is you think. You start analyzing. You just don't draw what you see. Then this is a different method. The second thing that it does to you, if you want to draw from the 90 degree and go around and from that position, you have to notice a lot of things that you probably in the past you took them for granted. You didn't even look at them. For example, the curves, the twist in the body, especially in the spine, the weight, the balance, how the pose is balanced. Where is the weight? These are the things that when you draw passively or observational, you draw what you see. You don't understand what's happening. In 90 degree drawing, you have to understand what's happening in order to reproduce that from different angle. Right? Not only you cannot copy and you don't copy, but also it forces you to analyze. And when you analyze, you're thinking of this thing. Where are the curves? Where are the twists? Where is the spine? Where is the weight? Where is the chest? You have to think of all the boxes that in your body. Where is the box of the head? How is located in space? Where is the box of the chest? How is located in space? Box of hip? What is the relationship between these boxes? And not only that, you also have to know anatomy. You have to know the bone structure, the muscles, in order to reproduce that pose. Then 90 degree forces you to design the pose, not to copy, not to drawing what you see, drawing what you know, drawing what you want to create. You know, then it's creative drawing. If copying is passive drawing, analytical drawing is creative drawing. You create something new. That, you know, of course you have a reference, and that's the model in front of you, but not exactly the way you're supposed to draw, because I ask you to do the 90 degree. Right? Then this is a new method. We have talked about it before. It's not that we are totally, strange to this new method. We have talked about it, but we never did it. Hello. We never did it like this. We never tried to go so deep into it, this method of analytical drawing. And this is the chance for us to do that. And we are not going to do 90 degree for the rest of our life. That's not the point. The point of 90 degree to the model is this method that I tried to explain. And for you that you just arrived, I summarize it. When you do the 90 degree, you don't copy. You cannot copy. You start analyzing. When you start analyzing, you have to think of very important aspect of the pose. Where is the weight? How are the twists and curves? Where are the boxes? Where is the box of the head? Where is the box of the chest? You have to before drawing, you have to do all those kind of analytical research. By the way, when I talk about it, it takes forever. But when you do it, it just goes very quickly, fraction of second. I don't mean that you stay and you have only 5 minutes. You have to switch very quickly. But 90-degree forces you to see all these aspects. The last thing that I want to talk about is how to do it. Then, when you have all this information in your head, I mean, where are the boxes, what's happening, where's the weight, where's the curves, everything, then you do a gesture. A quick gesture based on your information. You say, okay, I guess that from 90-degree point, it's going to be something like that. Then when you do your gesture, you have to go for, I said you have to go, it's the best way to go. You don't have to, I explained that. But the best, in my opinion, is to go for boxes, go for structure. Try to design your pose from 90-degree based on boxes. And check another time and see if the boxes are in the right position. You have a good reference. You have the model and 90-degree to what you're drawing, right? And if the box is okay, then put anatomy, put bone structure into the boxes, and then finish it. I mean, then you go for muscles and go to the surface and finish the drawing. These are all happening in 5 minutes, I know. It's very quick, but our brain is quick and can do that, right? And this is how you do it. But the last point, I said you have to, but then I changed I correct myself. No, you don't have to. This is a method that I'm suggesting to you, and it's not like black and white that you have to exactly follow these procedures that I'm suggesting. It's up to you. Whatever you want to do it, in which way you want to do it. But what I'm sure about is that you have to go through these stages if you want to do a good job. You have to, at some point, you have to understand all the curves and twists and the weight. At some point, you have to get the boxes right. At some point, you have to get the anatomy right. Right? Then I'm not saying it's not mechanical. You might start differently. For example, I suggested do a gesture. You might, for example, say, oh, I can't see the hip, or I can't see the leg. You might start from that and then build up your drawing based on that. Again, this is not a black and white thing, and these are just suggestions for this method of drawing, which is analytical method, and we're going to continue with this. We're going to practice. There are more assignments. Next week we start a new assignment. This is the last week on the 90-degree. Unless you want to continue, I'm open to that. But different assignment, but the same method. We're going to learn this method, and we're going to build everything upon that. I've talked about this in detail. I tried to talk about this in detail last week. Why this method is good for animation, why we need this method of drawing, this analytical method of drawing. Any questions so far? No? Okay. Maybe until our model will come, we're going to do something. Imagine, I'm sorry?
Are you going to pose for us?
I pose for you guys. I can give you a suggestion, but you can draw from your head. Okay? I suggest the pose, and then you can draw from your head. Okay. Okay. I suggest for 5 minutes go for 90 degree. They're going to draw you 90 degree. Not, yeah. I'm talking to them. Yeah. You do whatever you like. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, try 90-degree, please, people. have done it. I looked at your drawing. You're much more comfortable this time than last week, and it's kind of fluent. That's what I feel when I look at your drawing. You're doing a good job, in my opinion. But how do you think? Any point you want to make, or anything you want to talk? I want to just go through how to do it. I mean, very briefly. But if you have any point or anything you want to say, no. You know, it's not too early anymore. It's gone. No, you're not talkative today. Yes. Loudly.
How do you, when you're thinking of posts,
Yeah.
how do you prevent yourself from going to 180 sort of degree, or like just complete?
Prevent of what? I didn't get it.
So it's sort of like 180 degree rather than 90.
Oh, rather than 90. Oh, yeah. Yeah. You know, the point is not those mathematical degrees, that is it 90 degree or a little bit more than 90 degree or less than 90 degree. The point is what we talked previous hours about. It's the method of drawing, not to copy, try to analyze, try to understand what's happening, and use the model as your reference for your drawing. You know, that's the point. Then, yeah, sometimes you might get it a little bit wrong in terms of angle. You might go for 180 instead of 90. I don't think those are that's the point, or it's a disaster if you do that. Let's put it this way. The point is learning the method. Did I answer your question, or yeah? Then don't worry about it. For example, I just want to go over it quickly and make sure that you all have it. You see, let's say pose, whatever pose, you know. Let's say pose like that, right? Going something like that, going something like that. Simple pose like that. If I want to do this from 90 degrees, from here, going that way, I have to study a lot of things before start drawing. I have to, for example, where is the weight? You know, in this pose, most of the weight is on this one, right? Then there's this movement in the body going that way and then going that way. This is most of the weight is here, right? How's the position of the spine? For example, the spine going something like that, right? Going something like that in this. I have to see that. Is it spine twist going that way, I mean twisting sideways or not? I have to see that. If for example, if the pose was a little bit like that, I do the same pose but a little bit different. You know, if the chest going like that and the head was something like that, you know, right now it looks like very straight, but a lot of poses is not straight. You know, you know, there is a curve like this. He's going away from me, it's like that, going away from me. If that's happening, I have to see that, right? As I said, you know, the position of the boxes, the box of the chest is something like that in this pose. The box of the hip is something like that in this pose. I have to study those and understand all those things before starting drawing from 90 degrees, right? And then when I did all these studies, then I can start drawing, and in order to drawing, I have to come up with a gesture, and with my gesture, I think it's going to be something like that in this pose. You know, the axle of shoulder is like that, the axle of chest is like that, this right foot is coming towards me, and the left foot is going something like that, right? And then one arm going something like that, one arm going something like that. You know, I'm doing it from 90 degrees, right? And then I check my balance and I realize I should push this one a little bit back to make it good balance, right? And then I can add the boxes going something like that. You know, that's the box of the chest, box of the hip, coming something like that, right? The head is, let's say head is like that, and you push this a little bit. Head going forward, then I go for the box of the head and make it forward, right? You know, then this is the head and chest and hip, and then the leg. This leg is coming towards me. I can use again boxes for shortening is very good. You know, going something like that, coming here. And from this one, the left leg is coming. The right leg is going forward. The left leg is coming towards me, right? If you notice that, then maybe I can change this. I can change this. The right leg is going away from me. Right, going something like that, going away from me, and this is left leg, right? That's right leg, and I was right, I think, first time. I just want to show you, it's not a disaster. You can change those. You know, the right leg is coming towards me, right? The important thing is the balance, keeping the balance, and this is yeah, something like that, right? And then that's the right leg, and this is the right leg, and this is the left leg. Okay, the left leg going away from me. Just keeping the right balance, and also I'm thinking of a good composition as well. I didn't talk about composition, but composition is important later. In fourth semester I talked about composition, but here I'm thinking of the composition. Anyways, when at this stage I have the pose, kind of. Now it's a matter of adding anatomy, you know, rib cage, going some like spine, you know, bone structure, and then on top of the bone structure going for flesh, right? Then analyzing, understanding all the twists and curves and weight and balance. Then going for structure, boxes, and then anatomy, and then go to surface and the surface anatomy. These are procedures for doing the 90 degree. Are you with me? I suggest a method of drawing like that. Now, in the last hour, I don't ask you to do 90 degree. It's optional. If you want to do 90 degree, do it 90 degree. What I am asking you, drawing this method, even if it's not, if you want to draw straight on, 0 degree, if you want to do that, use this method. Don't copy. Don't do observational drawing. Do more active drawing, more analytical drawing. We're going to talk about this aspect more in the future. But for now, try to use the method that 90 degree drawing, 90 degree to model is suggesting to us. Right? And this is what I want you to do for homework. And you have 2 hours of homework. please practice this method that you learned from 90-degree drawing, or do 90-degree drawing, optional, how many you like. Just challenge yourself and try to see if it works. Last thing, if it doesn't work, and if you think, oh no, this is not the way I should do it, please talk to me. Let me know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this is not working. You know, communicate with me. Okay? No more question? Should we start drawing again? Okay? Then please, you keep 5 minutes.